Good morning, fifth grade. So we are on part 3 of our Bible lesson. I'm going to go ahead and read over our Bible verses again. So March is commit to the Lord everything you do, then He will make your plans succeed. Proverbs 16:3. And then we also have our weekly Bible verse, which is, don't worry about anything. Instead, pray about everything. Tell God what you need and thank Him for all that He has done. Then you will experience God's peace, which exceeds anything we can understand. His peace will guard your hearts and minds as you live in Christ Jesus. Philippians 4:6-7. Don't forget, share this with your family because I really think this is a great Bible verse. So yesterday we talked about Job, and we learned a little bit about Job and his character, right? And so today we're going to learn a little bit about Satan, and we're touching base a little bit more with him and how he played a role in this. Now, Satan's charge against Job. Now, it's interesting because Satan roams back and forth on the earth, is what he said in chapter 1 of Job. And it's funny because God said, well, you can't find anybody like my friend Job. You know, he just has so much faith and he shuns evil. Well, Satan wanted to test that. And he's like, well, the reason why is because you've given him everything. You've protected him from everything. Why don't you let me take it all away and see if he's really going to, praise you or if he's going to curse you? Well, we kind of know what happened. But it says, what was Satan's charge against Job? In verse 10 through 11, it says, have you not put a hedge of protection around his household and everything he has? Well, you have blessed the work of his hands, and that his flocks and herds are spread throughout the land. But now stretch your hand out and strike everything he has, and he will surely curse you to your face. That's what Satan says. Well, did that really happen? No. It's pretty funny how this backfires on Satan. So it says, what was his charge? If all Job had were destroyed, he would curse the Lord. But he really didn't. He did not curse God. To whom was the charge made? Well, the charge was made to God. And it says, this is exactly how Satan works against us. Satan is always ready to accuse us and attack us whenever he thinks he can find a weakness. Now, in 1 Peter 5-8, and you're going to have to give me a minute because I got to find it. First Peter, sorry guys, I did not have that one pulled up. And I'm not doing a very good job of finding it quickly. Okay, so I'm just going to move on. It says, how is he described? Well, in that scenario, okay, in 1 Peter 5-8, it says, he is like a roaring lion prowling around looking for someone to devour. We're talking about Satan here, okay? So Satan is like a roaring lion prowling around looking for someone to devour. Now, obviously, he can't devour those who are strong. He wants to devour those who are weak. So he's always looking to find somebody who doesn't have as strong a faith in the Lord. He's looking for somebody that he can tempt. He's looking for someone that he knows is going to fall away from the Lord, because then he can go, ha ha, I got you. But that's not what happened with Job. Now, Satan thought that's what might happen, but it really wasn't. And so as Christians, we can be sure that God will not allow Satan to tempt us unless he has a definite purpose, okay? So now Satan was telling God that Job and the other Christians only serve him because all of his blessings upon them. But God wanted to show Satan that Job would have faith even if everything was taken away from him. Now, Job was a really wealthy man. He was blessed with a lot of kids and he had a lot of stuff. So he really, got a lot taken away. But even though it was taken away, Job still had faith in the Lord. And we learned how it said that and we learned what happened on what God allowed Satan to do. So Satan allowed Job to take away all his animals, his children, his servants were all killed. His property was ruined because remember, like the big wind came and it actually like crushed the house that all his kids were in. The other houses were burned, okay? And all his possessions were destroyed. Now, that's a big deal. Like I said before, I think yesterday, if you were to lose everything, I mean, that's a tough situation. And I don't know if I've shared with you guys before, but I actually have an uncle and an aunt that actually their house caught fire. So they were living in Idaho, and they had the small cabin that was like our family cabin, and they were living in it at the time, and they lost everything, like every single thing, like as in they left that morning, and they came back to a completely burned house, nothing left, all the way to the ground, no items left. And I know that tested my uncle dramatically because he really had to be able to find happiness and have faith the Lord was going to provide for him. Now, the cool part about it is the community rallied around him. People were bringing in things for my cousins and just really providing homes and shelters and food and clothes and all kinds of things for them. So hopefully that's what happened with Job. You know, obviously we hope that the neighbors helped him out. We'll find that out as we get through the chapter. But what I want you to remember is that God only allows these trials and tribulations to happen when he has a purpose and a reason. So yes, we're going through something really unique right now. You guys are not with me in class. You're at home, you're learning, which you're doing a good job. I know you're doing a good job. So stay on task, take one day at a time, and remember that God's got a plan and a purpose. Okay, so all of this is for our good. And we just got to remember that as we go through this and know that he really, truly has got a plan for us. So keep proceeding through, have faith in that, and know that even though we have trials and tribulations, God has a plan. And even if things get messed up and they don't look the way that we want them to look, we know that God really is there for our benefit, and he's only putting us through a trial or tribulation when he knows it's for a purpose, and he's only allowing things to happen for a purpose. And that's what happened with Job. He wanted to prove to Satan that Job would still stay with him, and that's what's unique about this. And so keep proceeding forward with your studies at home, and be the light to your family when they're stressed. Bring out that Bible verse, share with them that God's got them. Pray with your family daily through all of this. Show them that even though, it seems like there's all these bad things going on right now, you guys still have each other, and God has got you, and he is providing a lot for you right now. Be thankful for all of that, and be the light in your household. And I know I've said that before. Be the light to your family. Pray with them, take the burden off, do some extra chores for mom and dad. You're at home all day. I know you got your studies, but when you're done studying, see what you could do for them to help them out, and know that God has got a plan for all of this as he had a plan for Job. So if you need a few more minutes to go through this, you can go ahead and press pause, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.